take a look at some voting theory. Find the winner of the following election using plurality with elimination, also called instant runoff voting. Okay, so here we have a preference schedule, and we have first place. So, for example, this right here represents 12 votes. In these 12 votes, people had A as first, D as second, B as third, and C as fourth. The next column represents 13 people voting in this method. 21 people voting C, B, A, D, etc. So one thing we can do is we can take all of the top numbers and add them together to determine how many people are in this vote. So if we add those numbers up, what we end up getting is 121. So that's how many votes there are. The plurality with elimination, or the instant runoff voting, is a method that terminates once somebody has the majority. So if we were to take the majority, looking at half of the 121 votes, that gives us 60.5. And so we would round up, because if you got 61 votes, you know you would have more than half. So what we're looking for is we're looking for someone that eventually has 61 total votes. Okay, so let's take a look at the situation we have now. What we can look at, and by the way, all we're looking at are first place votes. So currently we have A has a total of 25 first place votes. So I'm going to write this round 1, and this is our initial accounting of how many votes, how many first place votes each person has. B has 7 first place votes. C has a combined 41 first place votes, and D has 48 first place votes. Now, here's the deal. Does anybody have a majority? The majority is 61, and currently nobody has a majority. D would be the plurality winner, but not the plurality with elimination. So now we have to eliminate somebody. This method is like the weakest link, tossing someone off the island if they have the fewest number of votes. So bad news, B has the fewest number of votes. So what we do is we throw B out of the election. There we go. And let me highlight the first place votes now. Obviously A, C. But in this column, B was the first place vote getter. Now everyone kind of shifts up. I'm just going to focus on highlighting C. C will actually be now in first place for those 7 people. So for these 7 people, since B is no longer there, C would get the first place votes. A would be second, third. It doesn't matter second, third, because we only account for first place. All right, so we're on to round 2. A is, and you can put A, B, C, and D in there, but we know that B is out. So we again count how many A has, still on 25. B's out. C now has quite a few. C has 48. C is up to 48. And D still has 48. And we again look for, does anybody have a majority? No, 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 definitely not. Nobody has the majority yet. So we again go through the process of elimination, throwing out the lowest vote getter. Now it's A. A is gone. Let's go through. Let's see, B was gone. Now A is gone. Let's throw A out of the election. And I'm again going to go through and highlight who would be in first place. Those are the people that are at the top of their vote getters. So, for example, these 7 people, C is still their best choice. These 13 people, C is now their best choice. So let's now take a look at round 3. A, none. B, none. C and D, this is really the election. Who has more? At this point in time, since there's only 2, either one person will have more and they'll be the majority winner, or in some elections there's actually a tie, in which case we would have to go to a different voting method because this one would be inconclusive. So let's take a look at the C. We have 13, 21, 7, and 20. These 4 columns, C is at the top because the other ones aren't even there anymore. D is below them. All right, so 13 plus 21 plus 7 plus 20. This kind of work, you want to make sure that you are doing this correctly, so I wouldn't do the addition in your head. Each step you'd want to double check. So just so that you can see exactly what's going on, this is simple addition. We have 61 for C. And D did pick up some first place votes. If we look at D, 60. Wow, so D started off being the plurality candidate, the most first place votes. But by the time we got through all of the eliminations with the instant runoff voting method, we end up with C having the majority. So what we now know is C is the IRV winner, or the plurality with elimination winner. All right, I hope this makes sense and clears up the plurality with elimination or instant runoff voting method. Go ahead and pause the video and work on the next your turn problem. What you should get: the total number of votes, 54. The number of votes needed for a majority, 28. The first round, 14, 17, 13, 10. The second round, 14, 17, 23, 0. The third round, 0, 23, 31, 0. For the final winner, C. All right. Hope this all makes sense.